What they didn't know was that I also invited Sam. Yes, him. The ghost. The disgrace. The gone too far brother. He flew in that morning wearing a black hoodie and sunglasses like someone who owed no explanations. He sat in the far booth, ordered espresso, and waited for my signal. They arrived late, of course. Dad walked in like he owned the place. Mom followed 2 steps behind, smiling like nothing had happened. Emma wore sunglasses indoors again, probably hoping no one would notice the lies cracking under her foundation. They sat. No hugs. Just strained smiles and passive aggression disguised as politeness. Thanks for meeting us, Mom started. Dad interrupted. Let's just talk like adults. Emma rolled her eyes. Can we not turn this into a courtroom, please? Perfect. I leaned back, folded my arms, and smiled. Sure. Let's not make it a courtroom, I said. Let's make it a funeral for the lies. Emma scoffed. Dad frowned. Mom looked nervous. Then I pulled out the red notebook, dropped it on the table. It landed like a hammer. What's this? Dad asked. Receipts, I said. Sam kept notes. So did I. Emma looked at the cover and turned pale. Who sent you that? She asked. I ignored her. Opened it. Read aloud. May 2013. $700 for the Buick. You sold it. Vegas trip with Cheryl. Mom never found out. Silence. Then I flipped the page. October 2016. Emma lied about a gas leak. Got $400. Spin it on Coachella tickets. Stop, Emma snapped. I turned to her, voice steady. Or what? You'll make up more Photoshop texts. More spliced audio. Her jaw locked. Mom reached out. Honey, this isn't. Don't, I said. Don't play peacekeeper. You edited me out of my own photos. Then I reached into my bag and pulled out a cheap USB player. Pressed play. Emma's voice filled the room. He was never part of us. He's not family. He's a favor we tolerated. No remix. No cuts. Just raw cruelty. She looked like she wanted to melt into the vinyl booth. Dad looked around, whispering, "Who gave you that?" I answered by turning toward the entrance. Sam stood and walked over. Mom gasped. Dad's face cracked. Emma froze. He sat beside me. Come. I handed him a copy of the photo from the box, the one where I held her after a soccer game. He slid it across the table. You told everyone he wasn't there that day, Sam said, looking at Emma. You said he never cared, but I took that photo. He was the only one cheering. Emma blinked. I didn't. Dad snapped. Why is he here? He's not part of this family anymore. Neither are you, I said. I leaned in. And I'm done paying for your fantasy. Then I pulled out a single envelope addressed to Dad. Inside, a letter from the loan office. The one he forged my signature on. Investigations reopened, I said. You'll be hearing from them soon. His hands trembled. Mom whispered, please, don't do this. I'm not doing anything, I said. You did. I'm just pulling the curtain. I stood. So did Sam. We're done here, I said. Don't call. Don't text. Don't send Christmas cards. Don't call this family. Because family supports, not exploits. Emma finally broke. You're overreacting. You're destroying the family. I turned to her. Come. Still. No. I'm ending the performance. If that kills the family, then maybe it was already dead. Sam walked out first. I followed. Behind me, chairs scraped. Mom sobbed. Dad cursed. And Emma. She stayed silent. Because for the first time, she had no script. I didn't need to shout. I just sent them an invoice. $42,870.44 down to the last cent. 12 years of help. I itemized everything from Emma's fake hospital bills to the barbecue they edited me out of. Each row came with a note. Emma's student loan, she dropped out after 3 months. Mom's dental surgery, she went on a cruise instead. Birthday party for your kid, I was the only one who showed up. And at the bottom, you have 21 days to settle. After that, the full history will be shared with relevant parties. I didn't sign it, but they knew exactly who sent it. By day 3, silence. By day 7, pleading. By day 9, threats. Dad, all caps. You'll regret this. We're still family. Emma called me crying. You're not well. You're bitter. You're using money to punish us. That's not fair. Mom wrote a handwritten letter like it would soften the math. Sweetheart, please think this through. We're family. You didn't give us money. You gave us love. Love doesn't come with bank statements. On day 15, I sent a reminder. Official letterhead. Clean. Legal sounding. I didn't hire a lawyer. I just used an anonymous mailing service and sent everything under the name. Rivers and Ash Mediation Support. It looked official enough and it worked. Day 18. First wire came in. $7,000 from Emma. Transaction memo. Just stop. I took a screenshot. Next, $11,200 from Dad, funneled through an uncle. He even sent a message. You'll regret this when you're alone. I already was. And it felt amazing. Finally, $24,670.44 from Mom. No words. Just silence. I sat in my empty apartment, alone with my laptop and a printout. The total matched. Down to the cent. And I laughed, not out of joy, out of chemical liberation. I had become something they didn't understand, a man with receipts and nothing to lose. The next day, I did what they never saw coming, deleted all shared drives, blocked every family number. Removed access to utilities. Cancelled every favor account in my name. The family ATM was closed. No more can you cover this till Friday. No more you're the stable one. No more guilt-encoded affection. I was free. At 7:43 p.m., I received one last message. Unknown number. Probably Mom. You got what you wanted. Are you happy now? I didn't reply. Instead, I went to the post office and mailed 3 packages to Emma, a flash drive containing a voice memo. He's not family. He's just a bank account and a note. The account is closed. To Dad, a copy of the loan contract he forged in February 2015. I highlighted his signature in red underneath. This is the only copy. Don't mess it up again. To Mom, a photo of the 3 of us at dinner in February 2010. I wrote on the back. I didn't know then, but I was already paying. The next morning, I powered down my phone, swapped some cards, set up a new email, booked a one-way ticket. No forwarding address. As I left, I dropped my house keys in an old backpack by the dumpster. It had one sewn-in tag, property of no one, and I walked away. I don't know exactly when they realized I wasn't coming back. Maybe when the bank accounts dried up. Maybe when the family group chat became a silent tune. Maybe when the mail came back stamped. No such recipient. But it didn't matter because by the time they noticed I was gone, I'd already been gone for years. Emma tried the classic move first, pretend nothing happened. She posted throwback photos like a digital rosary, birthday cakes, kids in costumes, filtered smiles. Captions like family is everything. Grateful for the real ones. But her husband knew. He'd seen the screenshots. He'd heard the audio files, her voice on loop. He's not family. He's just a bank account. He didn't argue. He didn't shout. He just left. No note. No drama. Just silence. The kind that screams. Emma posted the next day. He's going through something. Pray for him. The comments were brutal, or maybe he realized you were the problem. Didn't your brother disappear too? Pattern. She turned off replies. Dad did what he always did, turned it into a show. He made a TikTok. Him standing in front of the old grill, holding a photo of us, cropped, obviously, monologue. I lost my son to bitterness, but I forgive him because that's what fathers do. The hashtags. Hashtag healing, hashtag forgiveness, hashtag broken but blessed. The comments. Not what he expected. You mean the son you mocked for 12 years? Didn't you edit him out of the 4th of July photos? El Mayo, this man has main character syndrome. 4 likes, 12 shares, all sarcastic. One user duet with the caption textbook manipulation. He deleted the video in under 24 hours. Mom took the church route. Every Sunday, she lit a candle for the soul of the son who disappeared. Neighbors said she'd cry during service, but not from grief, from fear, because she didn't lose a son. She lost the only person who ever paid the bills on time. Meanwhile, I was living somewhere with no past. Small town. New name, Logan Rivers. A dog named Switch because I turned mine off. Tiny studio apartment. Second-hand couch. No photos. And a notebook I updated every morning. Cover in black ink. Things I don't owe anymore. Page 1. Rent, paid on my own. Respect, no longer negotiable. Family dinners, optional. Page 12, their excuses, their rewrites, their silence. 3 months in, I got a letter. No return address, no name, just my handwriting on the envelope. Someone had copied my old style shaky, but familiar inside one sentence. Can we see each other one last time? I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I walked to the back of the property, dug a small hole and burned it. Letter envelope memory. Switch sat next to me the whole time, tail wagging. He didn't ask questions. I buried my old phone that same night, wrapped it in the same shirt I wore to the last barbecue, the one with the mustard stain no one told me about. As I dropped the dirt back over it, I whispered, "This is the last thing you'll trace me by." Then I stood up and smiled. Not because it was over, but because it finally belonged to me. I didn't destroy the family. I just removed the power source and watched them try to keep the lights on. And me. I stopped paying for their electricity forever. I funded the entire 4th of July barbecue, $4,200 for fireworks, food, and flags. Then Mom whispered, "You ruined the photos. Your face doesn't belong in our memories." I whispered back, "Then I'll disappear." That night, I removed myself from 12 years of shared albums, turned off every utility, card, and rent payment. 3 p.m., secret box delivered. You ruined the photos. Your face doesn't belong in our memories. My mother said it so quietly. She might have thought it wouldn't land, but it did. Like a needle sliding between ribs. We were still standing by the patio, the scent of grilled ribs clinging to the humid July air. The 4th of July barbecue had just wrapped. The kind of spectacle you see in magazines, red, white, and blue everything, flag-themed cupcakes, hand-packed fireworks, even a banner that said freedom, family, forever. Irony tastes different when you're the one footing the bill. I paid for all of it. Every hot dog, every bottle of craft beer, every last firework that made Uncle Ray scream like a child. $4,200, and not because I was rich or reckless. Because I thought maybe this time they'd see me, not as the quiet one or the spare uncle, but as family. I thought if I made it perfect, maybe they'd remember I exist. Instead, my mom waited until the sun dipped and everyone was winding down to say it. She leaned in as I passed her the last tray of empty skewers and whispered it like a confession. You ruined the photos. Your face doesn't belong in our memories. She didn't even look at me. She was still smiling toward the group as if rehearsing joy for the next picture. I didn't reply, not then. I just nodded, turned toward the cooler, and knelt down like I was reaching for another drink. But I wasn't. I was breathing. Just trying to remember how. Then I whispered it, almost under my breath, my lips barely moving. Then I'll disappear. And I meant it. That night, after everyone had gone, I started deleting myself from the group albums, the ones I spent years updating and paying for. I turned off every utility linked to their names, stopped the rent auto payment on my sister's place. Shut down the grocery subscription my mom thought was just showing up magically. Turned off their Hulu, their Amazon Prime. Even the backup battery on Dad's pacemaker app, the one I'd quietly monitored for 3 years. They didn't see me in the photos. Fine. Let them feel me in the silence. At exactly 3 p.m. the next day, I received a knock at the door. A package. No return address. Just a plain cardboard box with a single strip of black tape across the top. I didn't open it right away because I already knew. It was the box. The one I hadn't seen in 12 years. The one that would burn every lie to the ground. I wish I could say the July 4th was the first time they'd erased me. It wasn't. It was just the first time they did it so cleanly, so proudly, with edited photos, smiling faces, and fireworks I paid for. But erasure. That was a tradition. February 2014, I co-signed on Emma's student loan. She dropped out 3 semesters in, blamed mental health, then posted vacation photos from Cancun. 2016, I wired $3,000 to Dad when the house was going under. 2 months later, he posted a photo from Vegas. Luck follows the brave. February 2018, Mom called crying. Said her teeth were breaking. I paid for implants. The next family Christmas, she told everyone Emma had surprised her with the gift. Emma just winked at me across the room. I stayed silent through all of it. They weren't stealing. They were borrowing affection, buying a story, using me as the credit card behind the illusion of a loving family. And I kept swiping because I was the good son, the reliable brother. The one who had his shit together. Until I opened that USB. The one Sam had labeled barbecue vault. I thought it was just photos. What I found was surveillance. Clips. Voice notes. Messages they'd forgotten I had access to because I built the family's cloud. I was the fool who set it all up. The shared drive, the calendar, the auto reminders for birthdays. I saw everything. Dad, laughing in the garage, saying, he'll pay again this year. He always does. Guilt's cheaper than catering. Mom, texting Aunt Liz. He's not photogenic anyway. We'll just crop. Emma, telling Brandon, just cry a little and say the dog has cancer. He Venmos faster when he feels guilty. But the worst wasn't what they said. It was what they saved. I found an unedited video from last Thanksgiving. I thought I was helping clean the table. In the background, you hear him whisper. He always lingers like he's part of this. Then Mom replies, he's just lonely. Let him feel useful. They laugh. I stop in the video. I clearly heard something, but I smile anyway and keep clearing plates. I pause the clip. I stared at my face, that fake smile, and I broke. I stood up from my desk so fast my chair hit the wall. I walked straight to the kitchen and dumped the barbecue receipts on the table. $4,218. 97, fireworks, food, flags, folding chairs, 4 dozen mason jars for some rustic charm. Nonsense that no one even noticed. And now I was noticing everything. My bank statements, $23,600 to family in 3 years. My credit report, 2 late payments because I covered Emma's rent. My inbox, 74 emails from Mom with subject lines like small favor or quick help. My phone, 0 voicemails that ever said thank you. I pulled up the family group chat, scrolled back, nothing from them. Just me reminders, grocery lists, holiday plans. I was the glue that held it together and they used me like duct tape, cheap hidden disposable. That night, I got a Facebook message from a distant cousin, Heather. Are you okay? Saw your mom's post. I checked. It was a family album. 4th of July are real ones. Caption. Some people are just meant to be background noise. We celebrate those who show up. Dozens of likes, comments, love this family. No drama, just joy. I wasn't even tagged, but I was in one photo, blurred in the corner, carrying a tray of ribs, like a waiter. I wanted to scream. Instead, I wrote a caption. Simple. I funded this barbecue for $1,200. They blurred my face. I blurred my payments and I posted a screenshot. My banking app, barbecue deposit, $4,218.97, June 20th 9th. 3 minutes later, Mom, why are you doing this? Dad, we need to talk. Emma, take that down now. I ignored them. Instead, I opened the red notebook from the box. Sam's notes, handwritten logs of who borrowed what. Turns out he kept records of every time they asked him for money too before they burned him like they burned me. There was one entry that stood out. May 2013, I gave Dad $700 to fix the Buick. He sold the car, used the cash for a weekend with Cheryl. Mom never found out, told me to shut up for the family. I shut up. Then they stopped calling. Underline twice. You can be useful or you can be gone, but never both. I copied it word for word and I printed it on 4x6 cards. Then I slid one into a letter, attached the letter to a copy of my barbecue invoice, my Venmo history, and a screenshot of Mom's Real Ones post, mailed them to 12 people, uncles, aunts, cousins, even to Pastor Jim. The one who always says family is a blessing. I didn't write a return address. Didn't need to. Because 2 days later, at exactly 3 p.m., a package arrived at my door. Plain brown box, black stripe of tape, no return name. I opened it. Inside, my childhood journal, one I thought was lost. A printed photo of me at age 12 holding Emma after a soccer game. A sticky note. She told everyone you missed this. You were the only one who showed up. And underneath it all, a USB drive labeled record_me.wave. I plugged it in. One file. One voice. Emma. I don't care what he's done. He was never part of us. He's not family. He's a favor we tolerated. I sat perfectly still, then clicked save as final straw because next time we spoke, it wasn't going to be over text. It was going to be the truth, unfiltered. I chose the place on purpose. A small Italian restaurant on the edge of town, one of those mid-tier spots where the bread is free and the staff pretends to care. We used to eat here on birthdays. Before I learned they only invited me when someone else canceled. I booked the backroom under a fake last name, Logan. I invited 3 people, Mom, Dad, Emma.